Dear guests, it's my pleasure to welcome you here today at the municipality of Novem mestu. Thank you very much to all of you for coming and join us here in our city. Today marks 7th meeting of SOLIDA project, and we are very proud to be able to host it here in Novem mestu. And before you get started with the program, please join me in welcoming Mr. Gregor Macedoni, Mayor of the municipality of Novem mestu.
Dear guests, I would like to welcome you here in Novem mestu. The construction site here in front of our city hall is not show for you, it's a real construction site. But it's now the time for construction after the 6 decades, and it's maybe a few obstacles to come here to our city hall. I'm really glad that you're here with us in Novem mestu. So I heard a lot of good examples of your meetings from other cities, and I hope that also your program here will be successful, and I'm sure that my colleagues will do their best to be that you feel as much as possible welcome here in our town. So, as you probably know, Novem mestu is well known for its export-oriented economy, and our growth of the town in last decades is definitely connected with also people who came to our town from other environments, other countries. In last decades, mostly from neighborhood countries, but it's all the process of integration, and I believe that Novem mestu is quite open society in many aspects, and that we can try to have some projects, some processes that how to integrate all these people that come to Novem mestu, and mostly because of our economy, but we are not out of today's Europe, and also other flows of people from south to north is part of our today's life here in our town, and that's why it's very important that we share good practices, and that we can cooperate with other towns and cities from all over Europe. And because yesterday I was in Salzburg at the conference of European cities and regions, and many times I heard that the migrants and the EU answer to this challenge, somehow threat, is very important for the future of European Union. So that's our obligation, that we try to find as much as possible the best answer to this challenge. I would be glad if somebody has maybe some question or anything else I can explain about Novem mestu, or anything else. So, but again, I'm very pleased to welcome you here.
Do you have any questions?
Dear partners and delegations from Malta, Greece, Italy, Croatia and Spain already come to Novem mestu, and to our dear guests. You don't hear me? Okay.
Yeah, it's better? Okay. So welcome here. We will just wait a little bit more for the mayor to come back, and we will do one picture together. But we will proceed with the program, and then in the middle we will go just down to take a picture. So we are having the 7th meeting of SOLIDA project, and we focus on migration democratic participation. So on this meeting we are going to have focus more on the issue of networking and cooperation between governmental and non-governmental organizations and institutions. And today, after the speech of our guests, we are going to visit one of the centers who is run by Association for Developing Voluntary Work Novem mestu. And tomorrow we will visit Asylum Home in Ljubljana. So today we are staying in Novem mestu, and tomorrow all day in Ljubljana to see a different praxis, how government and NGOs working on migration issues. And but first, let me welcome today's speakers. They will be discussing different ways on the present topic. So first I would like to welcome PhD Vera Klopčić. She's coming from ISCOMIT, and PhD Neža Kogovšek-Šalamon, director of the Peace Institute. And we also have Mr. Peter Gadeljak. He's coming from Governmental Office for the Support and Integration of Migrants. So maybe we can just start and welcome first speaker Vera Klopčić to present us like a more specific, not so specific topic, but general about migrations. Please.
Hello, dear guests. I'm very glad that I have opportunity to exchange some views with you. As you can see, my topic is very general, and we will see how it is implemented in the practice. And I'm looking forward to discuss about this issue and exchange views. Zdaj pa dovolite, da vas vse pozdravim tudi v slovenščini. Zelo sem vesela, da imam priložnost, da lahko spregovorim o takem srečanju, in se zahvaljujem organizatorjem, da so mi dali to možnost. Ta tematika je zelo široka in ravno take predstavitve so možnost, da vidimo, kako se to uresničuje v praksi. Kar je seveda najbolj pomembno za celotno področje človekovih pravic. So I will start with my presentation. First, from this global and general perspective, then I will present situation concerning the protection of human rights, especially national minorities and migrants in Slovenia. And then I will invite you to exchange views and to ask me to explain in more detail some issues where you are interested more. So, I hope we can start. Yes. As you can see from the title, it is migrations are a challenge for the concept of multiculturalism, human rights protection in contemporary world. So, this respect for human rights and cultural diversity, it was proclaimed in numerous international documents. Actually, it is the aim of cultural policy on that declarative level. Also, Treaty of Lisbon contains articles on anti-discrimination, respect for human rights and cultural diversity. So, as we are coming from different countries, it is our common commitment if we are talking about this declarative level. And a long time ago, they said, on this level, you have to think globally and act locally. In Slovenia we say, razmišljaj globalno, deluj lokalno. So you have everyone dealing with this issue of human rights actually is also obliged to act and to move and to do something. It is my personal opinion, but here in the field of which we are discussing today, in the field of migrations, actually this silent majority should be somehow moved to do something for these people. It is my personal opinion, but I hope you share this opinion with me. But we will discuss and see if it is possible. So cultural diversity, it is implemented at the local level. And actually migrations are a possibility for development of capacities and potential for the local environment. It could bring new ideas, new insights, and I think that also such projects are confirm such approach. On the other hand, we can follow in contemporary world also a phenomenon which was described in psychology on an individual level as pathological narcissism. This is a type of personality which don't have any empathy, understanding, or willing to learn something about other people. And I'm afraid that also some states, countries, states, and especially some leaders act as state in this, in this line, which could be described as state narcissism. If we are talking about human rights which are, all of us are entitled as human beings to these human rights. And then on the other side, you have states who have to implement these obligations. And of course, if in the state we can see this narcissism, when they see only their own interests, their mechanisms, their bureaucracy, it is a great obstacle for implementation of human rights. And it happens, it could be seen especially in the field of migrations. At the emergence of the refugee crisis after 2015 in Europe, a lot of experts and academic circles, they describe this as the greatest challenge for human rights protection in Europe. Reaction of the states was special. First, primarily searching for effective models for prevention of irregular entries into the country. It was the first reaction. And as Slovenia, because of the geographical position, is on the crossroad of these migrant routes, first reaction was to to give this elementary humanitarian aid for people who are from the Western Europe. And then second, what they try to do, also adopting legal measures to control migration, and then lot of measures were taken to facilitate reception and integration of refugees relocated to them under the European quota system. A colleague from governmental office can tell more about these measures, but it was the reaction. And some states in our neighborhood, and also Slovenia, had built provisional walls at the borders. You are coming from different countries, and probably you came by plane, and you couldn't see. But if you will travel by car, not far away from here, maybe 80 kilometers, you will see that on the border between Slovenia and our neighboring country, Croatia, there is a wall. You know, it was built all around Slovenia to prevent irregular migrations, and also in other European countries we can see that these populistic parties they gain votes because they somehow share this opinion that we all together have to defend Europe and European values. And within this understanding, their understanding of European values, there is no place for respect of human rights of all people, in this case, migrants. This is a paradox of today Europe. According to the official data, I'm talking about official data, in 2017, only in the Mediterranean Sea, so here near us, 3,000 migrants died while they were trying to reach Europe as a promised land. So we can only imagine what is the real unofficial number. And on the other hand, on one hand, what I'm talking as a challenge, as a paradox, we have this proclaimed cultural diversity, proclaimed wish to protect human rights, to develop instruments, and on the other hand, in practice, we have to face also this tragic destiny of these people. As I already mentioned, Slovenia is among the most exposed countries on these migration routes because it is situated at the borders of Schengen security system, which again has special requirements for behavior on the borders. And if we are talking about this migrant wave after 2015, the perception of majority of migrants was to leave, only to cross Slovenia and to leave and go to other Western European countries. According to the data of Ministry of Interior, about 80 to 90% of these people, they leave Slovenia. They only cross. Now it was a presentation of this global situation. Now I will tell you more about the situation in Slovenia. What does it mean, term migrants in Slovenia? Which categories are covered? And of course I will try to present it in understandable way. But if you will have any additional question, if you are interested more, please ask me. We have enough time for discussion, and we can have time also to discuss it in the break and during the lunch. But I would like to have this reaction from you to see what are the issues we have to address more. So in Slovenia, when we are talking about migrants, it covers very different groups of population. One group category are immigrants who are economic migrants who came to Slovenia during the existence of common state. We already heard today that in Novem, for example, in Novem mestu, it was industrial center, and a lot of persons from other parts of ex-Yugoslavia came to work here and also to live here. So we have a group of these persons which are defined as migrants, but who were co-citizens. They were citizens of the same state when they came to Slovenia. So it is a very specific status. And in the time of gaining independence in early 90s in Slovenia, 170,000 of them, they gained Slovenian citizenship. So it is again paradox maybe for other countries. They are citizens of Slovenia, but again treated as migrants. In Ministry of Culture, we have a special program for migrants and other groups. So it is, if you keep in mind that population in Slovenia is about 2 million, some numbers more, then 10% of population are persons from ex-Yugoslavia who came as to Slovenia, mostly as economic migrants during the existence of common states. Most numerous are Croats, Serbs, Bosniaks, and all other members of all other nations of ex-Yugoslavia are present among this group of 10% of the population of Slovenia. Here I have to explain a little bit more the system of protection of minorities in Slovenia. In Slovenia, according to the constitution, we have a special protection designed for two autochthonous national minorities. Italians living on the coastal area near Italy, and for Hungarians living on the border region near Hungary. And for them, already in constitution, they are granted the scope of collective special rights. And these rights should be implemented on the nationally mixed territories. It means that it is a territorial principle. It is a principle of protection of national minorities, which was in place in Europe in the time between First and Second World War. It means that on the specific territory there are special rights which should help this minority, national minority, to maintain their culture. So if we will go in coastal area, there are 3 municipalities, Isola, Koper, Piran, you will see that all signs are bilingual, signs of the street, signs of the town, but only these three municipalities. In the school, there are special schools in Italian language, pupils learn obligatory Slovene language, and in Slovenian schools in the region, pupils obligatory learn Italian language. So these 2 languages in coastal area are present in public life, in education, in all public institutions. You could use Italian language on the same level as Slovene. So Italian language, this territory, on that territory, is in official use. Again, when we go to the other part, near Hungary, their Hungarian language is in official use, And in education, there is a specific model of bilingual education. What does it mean? That all pupils, regardless if they are Slovenes or Croatians or Hungarians, they are going to bilingual schools and they learn everything in both languages. So it is an approach, and all these activities are financed from the budget of Slovenia. So, but only for these two groups, Italians and Hungarians. Then there is a very specific situation of Roma community in Slovenia. In constitution, there is written that special rights of Roma community will be regulated by law. And such a law was adopted in 2007. But also in all other acts, there are specific provisions for integration of Roma. Although they don't have status of national minority, but they have status of ethnic group. So it is the situation in Slovenia. But I have also to mention numbers. Number of Italians who have, as I mentioned, education in their own language. There is a TV channel, Potekalo Istria. The number of Italians is about 3,000 people altogether. And Hungarians, it is about 6,500 persons. So these are, if we are talking about at global level, small numbers. This commitment of Slovenia is very strong to guarantee this special rights. Number of Roma in Slovenia is, I'm talking about results of population census, is about 3,426. But the situation of Roma is specific in that case, that half of them actually are Roma who were traditionally settled in Slovenia. Here, near Novem mestu, there are Roma settlements. They are traditionally settled, and half of them, they came from other parts of ex-Yugoslavia, and they are living in industrial centers, for example, in Maribor, Ljubljana, and Velenje. As I mentioned, all other members of other groups than Italians and Hungarians, and in one part Roma community, can enjoy all human rights, but at individual level. They don't have these collective rights. Also for migrants who came from third countries in Slovenia before 2015. For them, this integration process was very different compared to this as answer to the migrant wave, this new, if I can say, migrant wave. Because they came in small numbers and they declared their wish to stay in Slovenia. So all these integrative measures had sense. There were a lot of NGOs helping them, especially children. There were a lot of activities, sport activities, and kind of very different communication. What is the change after, with this migrant wave after 2015? It is in the perception of migrants who actually don't wish to stay in Slovenia. There are a lot of free courses available to learn Slovenian language, but actually they are not interested because their wish is to go to Western countries. And a reaction was also among some part of the population that mixed with xenophobia, prejudices. And Slovenian journalist Jan Videmšek, he described the reaction of the Slovenes to the recent wave of refugees, and he said, "We acted as if these people did not have names faces, destinies, stories, and their future. In the first, we treated refugees and migrants as nuclear rebels. It means, yes, I know, they have to be somewhere, but please, not near me, not in my neighborhood. And analysis of opinion polls indicate that the main reason for increasing of these anti-migrants and anti-Islamic attitudes is a lack of respect and lack of knowledge about their culture and about the ongoing persecution in their countries of origin. And positive development could be foreseen only in the fact that the adopted international documents, that these obligations which are written down in international documents should be implemented in practice, and granting the possibility for integration of migrants in mainstream society. So it is what I have written here, but please allow me also to say something more about these migrations in the human history, and to mention some groups who were actually an example of this nomadic way of life, and in European country, these are Roma community. Roma who live in Europe, in European states for 6 and more centuries, but they are still perceived as foreigners in their countries. And there are a lot of prejudices and stigmatization of this population present, especially because of their nomadic life. And in academic circles, there are a lot of discussions about these reasons why they leave their country of origin, why they left India, which is a home country, and there are a lot of different explanations. And one romantic explanation, which I found in literature, is that Roma have to, there is a legend, that they have to follow sun. And as sun is moving, they have also to move around. So it is one of these explanations. And we can see that migrations as a global phenomena, from the history, we can learn how this majority population, how they react towards these migrations. For example, Jews. We know that in past there were a lot of legal regulations which were directed to Jews who had to live in specific areas. We know this ghetto system, and only work on specific fields. Only some occupations were devoted for them. And then they say that actually when they wanted to get out from ghetto, then it starts how to learn to live in multicultural societies, how to protect your culture, and again, how to find a model of coexistence with the others. And I think that in European history, we can say that these two groups, Jews and Roma, they share this history of migrations and groups, and are still today an example of, on one hand, negative attitudes, persecution during the Second World War, and now also trying to find a model of coexistence. Of course, all these groups, all these migrants, they influence also cultural heritage of different countries. It could be seen especially on local level. When we see, I hope you will have time to see more, this region. For example, we are now in Novem mestu, very near. There is a region which is called Bela Krajina. In Bela Krajina, there is a group of migrants, you can say, who came in 15th, 16th century from Bosnia, as they escaped attacks of Turks. And they came and settled in this region. They are known as Uskoki. And they brought with them their heritage, their customs, their language, because among them there are persons with Croatian, Serbian, and Montenegrin origin. And these Serbs and Montenegrins, they also brought a different religion. And in Bela Krajina you can find, until now, 4 villages where there are people with Orthodox religion, and also these monuments and church, and another alphabet, it means Cyrillic alphabet. So in our very near, we can see this presence of this culture. If we can say Bela Krajina, of course, then we will use this word Uskoki. Then, also about 600 years ago, in neighborhood near here, Dolenjske Toplice, Kočevje, a group of Germans from Tyrol came, and then they settled in this region. And of course, these Germans, because they are near town Kočevje, they are in Slovenian language called Kočevari, and in English we would say Goče, because they pronounce Kočevje as Goče. They had special occupations, they were known as traders, and it is a very interesting position. You know, here we are talking about Dolenjska, and in other parts we can see that also. In all parts of Slovenia we can see that migrants came and somehow enriched the landscape, heritage and way of life. And as I said, already told you, that the population in Slovenia is small, but we have influence of migrations from north. We have this in Palalić part, Prekmurje, we can see this influence of Hungarian culture, Italian culture, and of course this common life in the state of Yugoslavia before the First World War, after the First World War, and common state of Yugoslavia. It also influenced way of life in Slovenia. So we can see that in such a small geographical area, with such, if you are talking in absolute numbers, a small population, you can see how we found a model how to live together with all other influences, and what is the most important for us, to survive and maintain our own culture. If we take a look over the over the development of human rights or human civilization, we can see actually that the most successful were these organizations, or how to call them, these states, which managed to incorporate different cultures, different influences, not confronting them, but enriched. And I think that this is an example in Slovenia, and I will be very glad if I will finish now, and then you will ask me more questions, and then we will discuss. Is it okay? Then thank you very much for your attention. So please ask me, or because I know for us, for no situation, we explain and it is enough. But for you, because it is a new item, please ask, and I would like to explain more. If I know, of course.
Okay, I'll start.
Please.
Should I speak like this or can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
Okay. Ja sam za dan. Just short questions.
Yeah.
You said that approximately 10% of immigrants came from former Yugoslavia countries, but that they are treated as immigrants. What does it mean? Considering that you said that they got the citizenship, Slovenian citizenship. So it's something on perception level, or basically they have some different status in front of the law. This was not clear.
Thank you very much. It is an excellent question. It is a paradox, as I mentioned. They came during the existence of the common state. So we all were citizens of the same state with the same rights, of course. Me going to Macedonia, I had the same rights as in Slovenia, you know, we were co-citizens. And then when they, in the time of gaining independence, there were some law on nationality, citizenship was adopted, and there were some rules, you know, what you have to, you had to prove that you have, you are here, how to say, legally residing here, that you work, and then, as I mentioned, 170,000 of them, they got Slovenian citizenship. It is legal situation. But why they are still treated as migrants? It is, for me, it is not understandable, you know. And I was, as human rights activist, I was involved in a lot of projects to change this perception, you know. In 2003, even, it means 15 years ago, there was a project on the position of these so-called new minorities. So terminological, they were different varieties. One of them was new minorities. So new minorities in Slovenia were persons from other parts of ex-Yugoslavia. In Baltic states, new minorities were people of Russian origin. So it was a terminological, new minorities. And they would have all human rights, individual, but not these collective rights. And then, in 2013, so our project was in 2003, where we made a proposal that it should be changed. Then it was somehow discussed. 10 years later, a declaration on the rights of persons coming from ex-Yugoslavia was adopted in the Parliament. So it is a process, you know, it is a process, but it happened. So it was 3 or 4 years ago. Then, last year, a group of experts proposed a special law on cultural rights of persons coming from ex-Yugoslavia. So it is a process how to change legal status. But from my point of view, it is my personal view, it should be done in another way, you know, that Slovenia has a special law and legislation for Italians and Hungarians as autonomous minorities. Special law on Roma. Then, now, this is proposed special law on cultural rights of persons from ex-Yugoslavia. And my proposal, and I am a lawyer, and my proposal was, all the time, that Slovenia should have a law on rights of national minorities. And all these groups should be included. You know? Otherwise, for example, law on Roma. Actually, it means that someone should declare as Roma to be protected under that law. This law was adopted in 2007, so it is quite time, ago. And it is again against the constitution, which says that it is a free decision of someone if want to declare or not to declare, and how wants to declare. So it should be an open, soft approach, which will include all these groups, especially persons who are citizens of Slovenia, because they participate economically and also participate politically as citizens, And thank you for this question. I think it is one of the issues where we have to insist to change this mentality of exclusive protection of only two minorities on territorial level. Of course, this law should give special position to these already acquired rights. I don't think that we should change it, but also all other groups in the sense of cultural diversity, in the sense of multiculturalism, have their position in public life in Slovenia. And actually they have. Only in legal sense there is a problem. Mayor of Ljubljana, actually he is his origin is from Serbia on the one side. He's kind of friendly, And in Slovenia, after the time of gaining independence, there was a very strict approach. And as members of other parts of Yugoslavia, but maybe you don't know, half of us know, they had another type of letter, ch, only one part of the roof. And it was automatically changed in this ch, which is used in Slovenia. And then, after some years, when Ombudsman, or Protector of Human Rights, when he asked this issue, then they opened the door for free change of names in this original type of letter. And now, so it was 20 years ago. Now, actually, in political scene, in academic, in all these letters, half roof, are present. One colleague of mine, he wrote a book about us with half of the roof on the letter ch. So it is a development, and it is a positive development, opening a public discourse and place for all persons living in Slovenia, not only for citizens. But here I wanted just to point that even if they have a status of citizens, they are still in some perception of bureaucrats treated as migrants.
But what does it mean that they don't have collective rights? It's about culture.
Collective, yeah, it is between the First and Second World War, when these ethnic borders among states couldn't cover all ethnic groups. And for example, Slovenes living in other parts, in Austria, in Italy, or ethnic groups living on other side of the border had specific special rights. It was obligation written in the agreement. You have right to learn, to have schools in your language, and state has to pay. So it is this principle which was established 100 years ago, because it was agreement between states, and their focus was territory. Their focus were not human rights. And now situation changed. In 1995, when Framework Convention for Protection of National Minorities was adopted, 1995. There is stated protection of national minorities falls within the scope of protection of human rights. So if we are talking about protection of human rights, of course everyone should be entitled to these rights. And territorial principle limits it to the territory. So in Slovenia, you have these 3 municipalities where Italian language is in official use. But they are not interested how many Italian speakers are living there. You have bilingual sign, there will be bilingual sign. All people from that territory should have bilingual documents. And then, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, there was a case in jurisdiction. One lady, Slovenian, from Koper, she said, I would like to have only Slovenian documents. Why? I am discriminated in comparison with other citizens of Slovenia. I would like to have my passport only in Slovenian language. And my opinion was, why not? She said, I'm discriminated in comparison with other Slovenian citizens. No. Court decision was, all administrative units are obliged on this nationally mixed territory to issue only bilingual documents. There should be a door for Slovenes, for Italians, to do something different, but it is a problem of legal mind. What I wanted to say, these special rights, it means that if you enter in the one public office in Koper, you can speak in Italian language. And all the others are obliged, if they don't have exactly enough knowledge, to call another person with knowledge of Italian language and to serve you in Italian language. It means that these special rights are financed from the budget of the Republic of Slovenia, and that Italian language and culture has this official presence. Then, and all other groups, they can have, of course, you can organize school in Croat or Serbian language, but you have to pay yourself. It is a difference. What does it mean, this special rights? And it is written in the Constitution. There is a special article that it writes, newspaper, media, schooling, everything from this, only for these 2 minorities, is financed from budget. This is the concept of special rights, collective rights, and they have also collective right to political participation. They have guaranteed a seat in the parliament. So the group of Italians, they vote as all other citizens, but then they vote again for their representative, which has guaranteed seat. And again, the same goes for Hungarian minority. So they have right of veto if there is a process of adoption of legal instrument which deals only with the status and protection of this minority. So it is so-called positive discrimination. But again, discrimination is discrimination. As my opinion, the best would be to have this common approach to support of cultural activities, also financially, because these groups of migrants from ex-Yugoslavia, they can apply for projects, but these are only projects, 2 or 3 years, maybe nobody knows what will happen after that.
If we take into consideration what you have just said,